And the Shaman deck can just out-tempo the Miracle Rogue with Wolves, Flame Tongue Totem, etc.
Okay, so we're taking a look at Kungen's hand. So I think Amaz is having a bit of issue with his stream. So we might be casting this game just from Kungen's point of view here. But I haven't seen Amaz. Okay, so Amaz is going to be running the Shaman here, and
Alright.
if it gets fixed, we'll start switching point of views again. Okay, so let's look at Kungen's starting hand.
It's a pretty good one. I mean, he's got Fan of Knives, which is a pretty good clear against a Shaman.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like we got Amaz back.
Yep.
So Amaz actually has a very good hand. He's got a Defender of Argus. He's got that Feral Spirits, and some good mid-range value guys. So.
Okay, so it looks like I mean, the one good thing for Kungen is that he did start with a coin, which as a rogue is really, really great for initiating the combo cards, things like SI Agent, even Eviscerate whenever it comes time to maybe removing something like the Unbound Elemental that he just drew there. So it works out. So both of them have a pretty good hand for their classes here.
Yeah, I mean, Kungen's got to be feeling pretty good. Amaz didn't have like an Argent Squire Totem. Flame Tongue draw, and Amaz has to be feeling pretty good because that Unbound Elemental gives him a lot of potential damage over the next couple turns with the Feral Spirits. Although we did just see Kungen burn a couple cards to kill it off. So
yeah, and I think it's kind of good on both parts. I think the Unbound even got decent value there, but Kungen ended up drawing though from the Shiv, so I think it worked out pretty evenly there. Looks like Amaz is going to play the Feral Spirit, which can be kind of difficult for Kungen, given that he just played his Poison, and Poison's usually the best answer for the Feral Spirit play.
Yeah, usually it's Poison and Blade Flurry is what always kills my wolves.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
The other thing is that we don't even see like an SI7 agent for Kungen or a Thalnos into Blade Flurry. Mm-hmm. So these wolves actually could get in quite a bit of damage, especially if Amaz draws something like a Flame Tongue Totem.
Yeah, so this play, I'm thinking he's probably going to play the minion here. Just get something down, threaten the wolves here. Other than that, maybe he could try to play for a big Edwin on this turn, maybe like a 6/6 Edwin, but you run the risk of a Hex from a Shaman. So it's typically not something that you want to just kind of play right into.
Yeah. If he goes all in on Edwin Van Cleef, yeah, he ends up losing to both Earth Shock and Hex if he does like Prep, Fan of Knives, Coin, Van Cleef kind of thing.
Okay, so he is going to Fan of Knives into a Van Cleef. He at least drew it, got to an 8/8 Van Cleef actually, and luckily for him, Amaz doesn't have a Hex, and he doesn't even have an Earth Shock either.
He doesn't have an Earth Shock, a Hex, or even a Big Game Hunter would actually kill that Van Cleef.
Yeah, lots of answers typically. So. Okay, so he did draw a Thalnos. He can remove that thing with a Thalnos Lightning and then trading the wolves into it, but
it's true.
It's probably going to be his best play, honestly.
Yeah, it's not exactly his ideal response to Van Cleef, but that Van Cleef cannot be allowed to live. So.
Okay, so that Van Cleef play, I feel like kind of catches Kungen up in this matchup now, and maybe even gives him a little bit of board control too. The next turn, Amaz does have a Fire Elemental, which will line up really, really well with this.
Well, except he's overloaded by one still.
Oh, he is overloaded. That's true. He does have a Rock Biter.
Bolted Van Cleef. Yeah, he does have a Rock Biter. It's kind of awkward because if he Rock Biters, then all he can do is Totem.
Yeah.
But I think we'll just see him use all his mana this turn. Yeah, and he does, in fact, go with an Aether Drake. Just use up all your mana. Next turn, you have Fire Elemental to deal with it if necessary.
This guy's toast.
Okay, Kungen's going to go with the SI Agent and remove the Drake with his dagger there, and he's got board control here. And I don't think that Amaz doesn't quite have enough mana to remove it with the Fire Elemental and the Rock Biter. Oh no, actually he does. It's
he does.
Mana, so he's going to be able to remove both here. So he's going to take control of the board here, and pretty strong minion there with a 6/5. There's no Eviscerate in Kungen's hand right now, so he's gonna have a hard time dealing with this unless he top deck something.
even if he draws one, he actually has to just burn a spell to actually clear off that fire elemental.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't really have a good card to combo into the Eviscerate, so kind of in an awkward spot here. He basically doesn't have anything he wants to play.
Yeah.
He might
I
actually
mean,
just Leroy Shadow Step and hit a 1/1, maybe?
let's see. He could Leroy. Yeah, Leroy Shadow Step. And then he could conceal if he really wanted to, and try to go with another round of Cold Blood Leroy. But it's so all in. I'm not sure if he wants
I
to do
can't. I
that.
don't think you can conceal because like that just straight out loses to Lightning Storm.
Yeah, agreed.
He doesn't have
He's gonna
any
skip.
more. Yeah, he doesn't have any more win conditions if Leroy goes. So
Yep, he's going to
I don't
pass
think he can
pass the
take
turn
that
here.
one.
Going to pass the
Yeah,
turn
I
here,
mean-
and wow, it looks like another 6 mana draw
man.
by Amaz. A lot of big units on the board. Typically, the shaman likes to get those totems in there, but right now I think he's going to be using a lot of this mana, or a lot of these 6 mana units here. Going to play the Argent Commander, do some quick damage to him, put some pressure on Kungen, but he draws the Gadget Zan.
Oh
Wow,
man,
what a great draw for him.
that
Johnson.
Gadgetson from Kungen can. I mean, it might
In the game, actually.
be
Let's see
exactly what he
happens.
needs to get back into this game.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see how else he decides to use the rest of his mana. Continue to draw cards here. He does have that conceal, which is really great, and just through a shift too, he can draw another 2 cards here. Pop the bubble on the Argent Commander, and a Blade 32. Look at Amaz's reaction. Amaz is like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
the pain.
Oh, and he drew the other backstab. Wow.
Yeah, the coins are raining down on him right now. This is crazy.
This miracle thing seems like it's pretty strong. We should try it out.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Never
anyone else
seen
has
this
tried it before.
Exactly. Never seen it before. Looks like okay. So Kungen's turn finally ends here. So it's Maz's turn, and he's got a decent plays too.
Actually,
Does he have
Oh man,
lethal? That's the question because
one off.
because I think
one
Kungen might
off.
be looking at lethal. Is Kungen looking at lethal next turn? Let's see.
6, 12,
12.
25. 25 from Kungen.
He's got 25.
But
so-
I mean, Amaz has to know that he's in a potentially dangerous spot. So
Yep.
yeah,
he
he's
throws
gonna
up
throw
the double
that on
taunts.
that Defender of Argus.
Yeah, and taunts are really, really effective against the Miracle Rogue. So being able to taunt both of those big units there are going to force Kungen to have to spend some of his spells like Eviscerate, maybe even like Blade Flurry, if he can draw like a poison dagger, and just poison, so he can poison the dagger too. But definitely not going to get lethal this turn, I believe.
Yeah, it would take some pretty strange draws to get lethal this turn. I mean, he can go hit the 7/6, or Blade Flurry, make a dagger, hit the 7/6, eviscerate the Drake, and mostly clear Amaz's board, but that leaves him with almost nothing left. So
He does have a Cold Light Oracle, which he could lead with just 2 cards there, but he's going to go ahead and draw with the Cold Blood, with just using 1 mana. He draws the Poison Dagger, which helps quite a bit here. It's going to clear the Argus as well as do 3 damage to both of the big units here, and I think he can clear the board now. Oh man, he just drew a Drake too. Does he have a prep? No, he doesn't have a prep though.
no, he used 1 prep already. He's kind of in a rough spot still.
Yeah.
He is going to be able to
Oh,
clear the board.
He just drew a Sap. That's a nice card. And an Eviscerate. Wow, he's having some really nice draws here. Oh my god, does he have a lead?
Just out of time.
Mistakes were made.
Does
I think.
okay, so he calls mistakes from
I don't think it would have mattered because he was basically on a kill Amaz or Amaz wins
Yeah.
kind of turn. So
Okay, so Maz is gonna go with the Lava Burst finish, which is haven't seen Lava Burst in a while. So Maz is gonna tie things up 1-1 in a best of 5 series between him and Kungen. And all right, man, this first series looking like a